recently Marcus Smart was in an altercation with a fan during a college basketball game. And apparently, well, so-called allegedly, which I don't think it's alleged, I think it actually happened. He said that the fan called him a racial slur, called him a nigger. And, the fan came on and said, that's not what I call him. I call him a piece of crap and, blah, blah, blah. But what I find to be really an outrage about this is that, it was a big incident and, Marcus Smart had to get on, TV and whatever and apologize to the organization and the fans and so on and so on. And they suspended him for 3 games. But nothing happened to the fan that said the racial slur to him. And a lot of people are saying, well, we don't know for sure if they said they call him a nigga. But here's the thing. For you guys that don't know, and I've said in previous of my videos, I went to HBC college. I played college football. I was there on a scholarship. And when you go to these different games, it doesn't matter where you at, you're going to hear fans say certain things. You suck. You're an asshole. You don't know how to play. I mean, all kind of things, And most of the time as an athlete, you're already mentally prepared for this, whether you're playing at home or you're playing at an away game. So it's already in your head. And then, you have your coaches and people within the college, that come by and coach you, how to deal with certain things, how to do interviews, etc., etc. And for Marcus Smart to get upset to the point where he had to actually go pretty much in the stands and get in that fan's face, they had to say something pretty derogatory towards him. You hear people saying comments and negative things at pretty much every game. It's nothing new. But when somebody calls you out of your name, especially those out there that, don't buck dance and, don't think that we live in this post-race society where you can just throw around the word nigga and it doesn't mean anything anymore, you're going to get offended by it. So I truly think that this fan got upset, or so-called fan got upset and called him a nigga and wasn't expecting Marcus Smart to go over there and get in his face. So, like I said, they suspended him for 3 games, which I think is ridiculous. But, just looking at sports in general, I think it's very biased to the consumers and the fans that come to see these athletes play or entertain them. Because when we look at the NBA, there's all type of restrictions. If you look at a player the wrong way, if you react to anything, you get thrown out of the game or you get a technical. It's so much restrictions and biased mindsets towards the fans. And I know it's all about business. They're going to pretty much let the fans damn near get away with anything they want to, because it's about that money. They don't want to piss people off. They don't want to piss the people who are spending money to see these games. So if they have to restrict the athletes and basically make you a physical slave to their organization or to their school, basically so they can profit, that's what they're going to do. But I just think that as a whole, within sports, entertainment, college ball, whatever, there needs to be more restrictions on these fans that are out of control. We can go back to the Ron Artest incidents with Derrick Rose, and so on and so on, with these fans getting out of control, disrespecting these players, and then when these players react to them, all of a sudden the players are the ones that's considered the bad guys. And it's like they have created this new system of slavery where you got these brothers out here that are running up and down the court or running up and down the field and making these people money and making them filthy rich. But the minute they're disrespected, there's no cover for them. There's no one speaking out. They're not supposed to react. They're basically just supposed to take whatever type of insults and abuse that's thrown upon them. But the minute they react, all of a sudden they're the bad guy. And I think that's a crock of bullshit. I think that's something that needs to change within the entertainment field. And like I said before, I was glad that eventually he did, but initially Richard Sherman didn't apologize, and he had to came up because of the politics of the game. He had to come out and apologize. But if I was a lot of these players out here And I'm someone speaking that's coming from that situation. I know a lot of things you have to keep quiet on. You can't always come out and say everything that you feel, do everything that you want to do because of the politics of the game. But I wouldn't apologize for none of this shit. At the end of the day, they need us more than we need them. And if you have an organization or a school that doesn't support you and doesn't stand up for you when you're being disrespected, that's something that you have to truly look at. And I understand the entertainment field. You know, like I said, I played college ball. I work within the entertainment field. I understand that a lot of times you have to be quiet on certain things to get your overall message and what you overall want to do. A lot of these brothers on scholarships. A lot of times you can't always come out and you know, do what you want to do and say what you want to say because you're on scholarship and you don't want to jeopardize that. You want to get your education, so you might have to put up with some bullshit here and there. But at the end of the day, there's powers in numbers, and I think a lot of these brothers need to come together and start speaking up on a lot of this stuff. And going back to another thing I always talk about, using the word nigga. This is the reason why I say we need to get that out of our vocabulary. It's not a term of endearment, because what happens is that in 2014 you got everybody saying nigga this, nigga that, and black folks are basically giving cover to white folks coming out here saying this, because what's happening is that the media is giving cover to white folks for using the word nigga towards us. Because they're saying, oh, you got these rappers out here saying, and you know, you have these buck dancing coons out here that think we live in a post-race society, and the word nigga does not have the death and the pain and the murder and the same connotations on it that it had back during slavery times, or even when we was in the civil rights movement. So we're creating a generation to where people are not fully aware of what comes with using that word. And you guys are giving cover, you know, to these people out here that are itching to call you a nigga or nigger. It doesn't matter. So, you know, this is why I come out here and I say we need to stop using that word, because, you know, 10 years from now we're going to really pay for this, and we're paying for it right now. It's cool for us to demean each other, talk about each other, downgrade each other, but the minute you go out and you disrespect somebody else, they're going to nail you to the cross. You let me come out here and call a Jewish person a big-nosed kite, or, you know, call somebody a gay faggot, or call somebody a saltine cracker, or a hunky, or a peckerwood, and you watch how people go at my head. But I can go out here and I can call somebody a nigger to demean my own people, or play into a lot of these negative stereotypes that we do day in, day out within our community, and it's all good. Nobody says anything. Nobody's going to defend that. But the minute I say something about another group of people, it's an issue. The only time people come out and show a little remorse for black people, defend us, when a white person says something that initially is going to create an economical problem. Just like I've said before, when Paula Deen came out and said the word nigga, white folks in Walmart didn't give a damn about black people. That's not their concern. They would not think, oh, this is disrespectful to the black community, we're going to put an end to this. No. It was about money. They know whether we have these ignorant Negroes going into Walmart fighting and creating havoc. They know that black folks spend a lot of money at Walmart, so they weren't going to jeopardize their economical status for Paula Deen. That's why they dropped Paula Deen. It wasn't because they had respect for the black community. They respect our dollar bill, but they do not respect us. And I can't come out here and say that enough. We have to start looking at the things that we do personally that contribute to a lot of this stuff. And I know a lot of people out there just are so conditioned to using that word that they don't want to stop using it. They think it's cool. They think it's hip. You know, and it's probably not until you have somebody like a Nas or a Jay-Z or somebody that you guys so-called respect that really don't do a damn thing for the black community, but you guys hold them up to this high standard. When they come on stage, start saying, you know what, I'm not using that word anymore, or it becomes a trend not to say the word nigga, that's when a lot of this stuff will start. stop. But, you know, you really have to look at yourself in the mirror and analyze a lot of this stuff, because these people don't give a damn about us, and if we don't respect ourselves, nobody else will. And I think it's a hypocrisy how, you know, his brother gets suspended for 3 games, but nothing happens to that fan. There should be rules that if you come into a sports arena and you disrespect any of the players, or you get out of line, you get arrested. You get fined. You get banned from the arena. There needs to be more restrictions on these people that come to these games and cause havoc. But that's all I gotta say. You know, stop apologizing to these white folks. Stop kissing their ass. I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about you. But I'm out, man. Y'all better wake up out there. I'm telling you, man. Wake up before it's too late.